Hey, welcome back to the channel. You're probably wondering why isn't there a boat in the picture, a kayak in the picture? Why are we looking at the back of a truck? Well, let me explain. First of all, this is the truck that we tow the boat with. So now the boat is kind of in the picture. But most importantly, this is also the vehicle that we use to carry our kayaks when we're not on the water. I'll link below in the description the three tiered kayak rack that we built that fits in the back of this truck. It also fits on the boat. So we can carry 3 kayaks using that rack. One of the problems with that is that tailgate has to be down. We need the length, right? We do have these racks up here, which are on top of our tonneau cover. This is a Retrax tonneau cover. It has grooves, 4 racks. That rack right there will hold 200 pounds. Our kayaks weigh about 85, 90 pounds a piece. So I can put 2 up there and close the tailgate and transport them. The problem is if I need to carry more than 2, then we get back into we got to drop the tailgate. So here's our solution. This is a Yakima rack. They call it their overhaul heavy duty tonneau set because of this cover. And you can see they're adjustable in height and they're also adjustable in distance. So if you have a 6-foot bed or a 8-foot bed, you can use these same racks. These are real nice. I've seen them in person. I've never owned a pair until now. But this is our goal. We have the heavy duty bars across the top, which this will, let me make sure I get it right. This will hold 300 pounds on top of the racks when this is on the road. Now it'll only hold 180 pounds if you're using it off-road. The reason I do the off-road on-road is because a lot of people like to use these on an overland type vehicle. Something like a Jeep Gladiator or a 4Runner or something like that, where you can actually use this thing for overlanding and putting a tent on top and camping on it and all that stuff. So this is the same rack that you would use for that. But like I said, we're going to use this for kayaks. I know you're thinking I'm building a boat that's going to be used for carrying kayaks too. This is going to be something different. You know, when we want to go down into the Everglades, if we want to go across to the other side of the state, if we want to go do some inland waters with the kayaks, we're not going to take the boat. So we're going to be taking the truck. We'll be able to load up. I should be able to carry 3 kayaks without having the tailgate down, 4 kayaks with the tailgate down, which is pretty good. I mean, maybe even 5 kayaks with the tailgate down, depending on how far I go, because I can put 2 up here. I just don't like to. I don't like to get that close to the maximum weight with it. But that's what we're going to use this for. The other thing, which is kind of a little announcement that I have to make, is we're going to use this when we take these kayaks throughout the country. I have an Airstream that I can hook up to this truck and I can haul anywhere. I grew up fishing rivers for trout, salmon, things like that, which I really, since I've lived in Florida, I haven't really had the opportunity to do a whole lot of. I mean, we've traveled out to the Rockies and up into Tennessee, and I've done some trout fishing up there. But we're planning on doing a little more of that during the off season, because we do have off seasons here with our charter business. So during those off seasons, it just so happens that's usually trout season somewhere else. So we're going to be able to go chase some trout and bring those kayaks with us up on the top. We can never carry a kayak on these because the kayaks stick out too far and they would actually hit the trailer. So we needed to go up higher than the cab. That's the reason, the real reason for those. But let me go ahead and I'll start putting them on. The first thing we have to do is we got to take these old racks off because the new racks are going to slide in there. So let's get started. Okay, so this is the track I was talking about, and these are what they call the short risers. These are just held in with a couple of Allen screws that we just need to loosen up. They slide right off. They got these little T-locks. Okay, now we can go ahead and open up this box and see what's in here. Probably should have did this first, just to make sure everything I needed was here. In case you're wondering why I'm working under the tent today, it's 93 degrees, but it feels like 107. So it's a little warm. All right, so first thing we got, some directions. And a please read me first. Yeah, we'll read those eventually. Good to have. Okay, to start out, we need to go into this wide T-bolt. Some of them are narrow, some of them are wide. The wide ones are the ones we need for the retracts, and we are going to get 4 on each side. Now in our case, we're going to put 2 of these and then we are going to go ahead and see if I can't stick these back on. Because we're going to use these in the middle, so we can still use both sets of racks. Then we need 2 washers. There's only, that's weird, because there's only 4 washers here, so maybe these aren't the, might be these washers we need then. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, there's the rest of them. Okay, so we get 4 washers and a couple of these acorn nuts. I'll tell you, this thing was really packed well to prevent any damage. And there we go with that one. Again, 2 washers, 2 acorn nuts, now this one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make it so the rubber just barely is touching right here. Let me take you over here and I'll show you. So in this one, we're going to just push this up till it just touches. That should be the easiest way to keep these even on both sides. And again, this one's pretty easy to tighten up. Really, the only bad thing I can see about these is you don't want to come up here. I got to bend underneath this. Now, yeah, but the smaller ones, I used to always have to step over them or whatever. Wasn't the easiest, but something you got to put up with sometimes. And we'll go ahead and tighten that down right there. All right, we'll go ahead and do the other side. Now, the two racks on this side, they're going to get these nuts. These nuts accept the lock so that somebody can't come by here and steal this. So we just tighten these down just like a nut. Then these fit right on here. And they lock. So they can move around, but they can't come off. I mean, you can probably get underneath this with a pry bar or something. Again, it's a deterrent. They do give you 2 keys. They are keyed the same, which is good. Now, we can go ahead and put our supports on now that these are all secure. If you notice, these go in on an angle. Okay, so if I went ahead and I attached this where it is right now, and I wanted to raise this up, because this would be tight, it wouldn't let me raise it, because it's actually going to, when that is on like that, as this goes up, this is going to go that way. So the distance is going to get shorter the higher we go. So we kind of want to get this thing about where we're going to put it and secure it there, because I don't think it's going to be that easy to just adjust this. I mean, I wouldn't say easy. I would say it'd be a little time consuming probably. But let's go ahead and get those pieces in here and get this thing ready to go up, and then we'll decide where we're going to put this as far as height goes. I think the way it is right now, originally I was thinking I would just put them right where they are for now and just leave them. The problem is when I do this front, and I'll show you. I don't know, I think I'm going to block my camera a little bit. Yeah, so that won't be too good. Now the other thing with these bars, to make it a little bit easier on you, and I'll tell you, Yakima does a real good job at this. These bars, I don't know if you can see them or not, but they have numbers all the way across here, all the way to here. This way, it makes it easy to center these, because when it's up there, you can take a look and see, oh, I'm at 35 here, I'm at 36 over there, let me go to 35 and a half, and I'm in the center. So that makes this really easy. But let's go ahead and get these things set up. Oh, the other thing I should mention too while I have it down is this is rubber, and it sits up just a little bit, so things aren't going to be rubbing directly against the metal. This rubber, and it's pretty hard. The other racks I had have the rubber as well, and I'll tell you they're 4 years old and no problem with them. So, all right, let me go ahead and get these things set up, and I'll show you how we put these on. Get the birds gathering. And a storm coming, so they're all looking to get into a tree. Oh yeah, so we're not gonna have too much time here. Let's see if we can finish getting these in. That's Florida for you. Yeah, when we started this video, the sun was out, had to put the shade up. And now as I'm doing the second half of the video, it's gonna rain. These caps are nice because they have the ring here, so you can hook some straps right through them. Again, you know, it's just one of those little things that Yakima thinks about. It's got these on both sides, and I guess no, that's for the bolt. So just gotta loosen these up a little more. There we go. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Now I think the next thing is don't know if I want to try to get these things started first. Then we got two holes. I think I might have gotten it. It's like what they say, even a blind squirrel gets a nut once in a while. I think I got that one. We'll find out with this. Maybe not. wrong size. That could be it. And we're at 22 here. There's 24. And we'll see where 24 comes here. That's 24 there. It's 24 and an eighth. $24 and a half. That's 24. And that's 24. And of course, we're going to take the old look with the eye. Does not look bad. All right, so let's get this last bolt in over here. Then we can get this centered the other way. This one bolt took me a half hour to get in. That's unreal. But finally got it. So now let's go ahead and center this up. Okay, so one of the things that we do want to do is we want to make sure that we're not going to hit the cab roof when we put something up on these racks. So what better way to check that than something that doesn't weigh anything that's not going to damage that roof if we hit. Now it looks like, well, you know, it's hard to tell because this has a curve to it. So let's try putting this on the other way. Still got about an inch to spare. Okay, so the next time you see this rack, hopefully there's gonna be some kayaks on here, maybe a paddleboard or two, and we'll be using this thing to go fishing. So thanks for watching the video. If you haven't liked it yet, go ahead and like it. Feel free to share it. And until next time, we'll see you on the water.